Alright, 5th graders, today we're going to get started on our South American project. We are studying the Amazon rainforest and we are looking at the animals within, and we are specifically looking at the jaguar. So the jaguar is one of the big cats and we are going to practice drawing it today. Now I put up the reference drawings so you can always take a look at those because they show the head in different angles, and we're really just going to focus on the head here and not so much the body. As you can see, I just sort of threw a body on, but we're not going to put the whole body into our drawing. We just want to focus on the head. Next week, we're going to add some watercolor to the background, and we're going to do some plain watercolor on Monday so that we can do some collaging on Wednesday to finish this piece up to make it look a little bit more jungle-like. So for today, we're just going to draw. You just need a pencil, and if you want to start adding color, I used 3 or 4 colors of crayons. 4. I used brown, yellow, orange, and black, and that's it to get all of this shading. So you really don't need much, and if you want to use colored pencils, you can use that as well. So to get started, let me get this out of the way. We're going to get started by drawing a nice big head. This way we don't have to really include the body. So remember, if we sort of float our circle a few times and then drop our pencil, we get a better circle. And their heads aren't really perfect circles, they're more angled, but they do have like this cool angle here on their cheekbone. So it kind of comes down, we'll adjust that a little, and then it comes in a little here. Draw lightly today because we're going to do a lot of erasing. Especially when we draw from photographs, we tend to do a lot of erasing. So I'm actually drawing from one of the photographs I posted. So you guys can see that I do the same thing you do. Now we're going to go ahead and add those ears. And they're pointed. And they're super fuzzy. I'm not going to show a whole lot of the back side of it because depending on the angle, again, it could be really thin or it could be really thick. Okay. Put that ear in. That's really fuzzy up front though, so we can make that kind of thick. But you want to make sure they're pointy because if they're round, they look like bear ears. Okay, so we've got our ears in. My ears are a little wonky. I would straighten those up. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that looks a lot better. At least they match now. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and add in the eyes next. So depending on which picture you're looking at, the eyes can either be sort of straight across on that one, the bottom left, or they can be rounded like that one on the right. The thing is that they're really far apart, farther than I drew in my first one. And then from the eyes on the inside, that's where that muzzle starts. And that kind of comes down and it goes around that cheek part. And then we can put the nose in here and it'll all sort of meet up. Now there's a little white triangle on the nose that goes backwards, so we'll note that. And then we can go ahead and put the eyes in. So if you wanted to do the flat topped eyes, you can, or if you wanted to do more of a round topped eye. The one thing that I notice when I look at the pictures is that the eyelid is a lot longer than the eye. There's like this black outline. This is where they get the term cat eye. And so when we go to put their eye in, it starts a little bit inside of that top line. The top line is going to be a lot longer. And then the inside line is shorter on both sides. Okay? Same thing over here. It's going to start over here and it's going to come down and come in. My eyes aren't exactly the same width, so we could correct that too. So you can see how that top lid is just a little bit longer. And we're going to go ahead and put in that rounded part. And that's the iris, the colored part, and then the black pupil. If you want to, you can take note of the highlight, which would be that white circle in the eye. That's where it's glossy. And then we're going to go ahead and put in that lower jaw. Okay, and bring that head in. Okay, so now we've got the basics done. We can go ahead and put in like our cat body. Here. Okay, now we get to the fun part. So now we've got our basics. Our whiskers would kind of come out of here. And we can make our adjustments as we need to match the picture. They do have like a white eyelid here, kind of goes up like this. They have a little bit of white down here, so we want to maintain that underneath. And then they have a whole strip of white down here and underneath and on this lower jaw. So pay attention to the colors when you're adding your dots and your colors, because like down here on this lower jaw, there are dots for our jaguar pattern, but it's on white instead of being on that golden orange color. So once you get done drawing your cat, your jaguar, you're going to go ahead and start adding color. And as you can see, I have added that little white spot here right above its nose. I have my highlight in my eyes. I have a little highlight on the nose. Like I said, my mistake was that the eyes were too close here, so I would have widened them a little bit. They should be really right about here and here. They should be much wider. But then I've added my spots for my jaguar, and I've made my orange color by mixing brown, yellow, and orange. I didn't just a straight orange. It didn't really match the jaguar color in the picture. So go ahead and practice that. Remember, anything under the chin is going to have a shadow, so I mixed the orange and brown. Around the eyes is white. In the ear is black. And then just look at the photo and squint your eyes. Remember the squinting trick. When we squint our eyes, we can see what's light and what's dark. So if you squint your eyes to look at the reference picture and you notice that it's a little bit darker, add a little brown. If you squint your eyes and you look at the reference picture and you notice that it's lighter, like it is right around the muzzle here, then you're going to keep it lighter with the yellow and the orange. So if you have any problems or any questions, send me a message. I can FaceTime you anytime. And otherwise, I will see you on Friday. All right. Good luck. I can't wait to see your jaguar. And like I said, see you Friday. Bye, guys.